All right, students, number 10 on page 2. This shows a linear association because we can draw a line of best fit. It's not curved. In fact, if we took a really thick pin, let's do that, it would make a straight line. It is linear. Okay. And it shows a negative correlation because it is going downhill. So 10, we should have D and E. There are no outliers. An outlier would be like if there was a dot here or here, which we don't have. All right, the next one. So we have to find what the solution is. The answer is, let's do this. Let's take this equation, 3x plus 5y. This is what you need to write on your paper and plug in these points. So 3 times 1 plus 5 times negative 3. That equals 3 plus negative 15, which equals negative 12. That point works in this equation. Let's try it in the other equation. 3x equals 4y plus 15. Let's plug in those points. So in place of the x, I am going to put a 1. In place of the y, I'm going to put a negative 3. And we get negative 12 plus 15 equals 3, and 3 equals 3. So it works in both these equations with this as your x and this is your y. C is the point that works. Question number 12, we're just going to look at the points here. So it says when x is negative 2. So let's go to when x is negative 2 and go up. That's at 5. When x is at 0, that's at 1. And when y is at negative 5, that is at 3. Number 13, if we take this and let's right click on that, we're going to take this and we are going to mirror in the y-axis. Now it's flipped over, but now we have to shrink it down to make it work. So what we did just there is a reflection, and then we made it smaller by 1/2. So the correct answer there is B, should fill those in, and E. Let's try the next one. So number 14. So we have to look at the y and x of each of these. This has a change of y of 2, so it's 2 over 3. And this one is a change of 4 over 6. And those two are equal, so this works. A works. For question B, this is 8. Well, first of all, these aren't even on the same line, so that would not work. C, those are on the same line, and this is a 3 by 3, and this is a 4 by 4. And 3 over 3 does equal 4 over 4, so C works. D, this, I can tell right here it's not going to work because that's not a straight line. And then E, this little triangle is a 2 over 2, and this is a 5 over 5. So the correct answers here are A, C, and E. All right, let's go to the next question, number 15. So here's the data, and now we got to read this. It says the approximate line of best fit is 14H plus 53. Because the 14, our M is 14, our B is 53. So that means the slope is 14, the y-intercept is 53, and the initial value for someone who didn't study, that's our B, is 53. So the correct answers there are A, D, and E. All right, number 16. This we haven't done before. When you have a right triangle, we know that the lengths of the sides are A, B, and C is the longest side. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is called Pythagorean theorem, and we're not doing it till the end of the year, but just we thought we'd show it to you, might help. So 15 squared, we don't know what b squared is, but we do know c is 17 squared. When we do these, it's 225 plus b squared, and 17 squared is 289. Then we draw the line down and solve. Minus, oops, that should be a 5. 225 on both sides. And we get b squared equals 64. But we don't want to know what b squared is. We want to know just what b is. So we go square rooting. And the square root of 64 is 8. And you do have that button on your calculator. All right, that completes page 2.